Welcome to In the Kitchen with Grace. Today we are making a praline sweet potato casserole. This goes great, honestly, as a side dish with just about any meal, traditional weeknight dinner. But I am making it for Thanksgiving. We like to make it with Easter. And then I just kind of toss it in here and there as well over the course of the year. It is sweet. It is delicious. I love pecans. And so this is just one of my favorite recipes. I have cooked 3 sweet potatoes. 2 were medium sized, 1 was a little bit larger, and they are mostly peeled. And I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of mash them up. They are fully cooked, so they are soft. I'm using a potato masher. You could use a fork if you really wanted to. You could get your hand mixer out, but I'm not gonna go that route. For this recipe, you are going to need, if you don't want to use fresh sweet potatoes, you can use 2 cans of sweet potatoes. I just prefer to use fresh. You're going to need a stick and a half of butter, half a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of milk, 2 eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla. Going to need the chopped pecans and brown sugar and a little bit of flour. The recipe will be listed below. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and stick around. Y'all follow me on Pinterest, In the Kitchen with Grace 1 on Pinterest. There is a link up here on my channel as well. You can get all of my recipes and pin them. Have all sorts of good old-fashioned country home cooking recipes. All right, this is nice and soft. I think we're mashed pretty well. Okay, right into my sweet potato mixture. I'm going to do a stick of melted butter. My butter is been sitting out, so it's room temperature, and I want to go ahead and put it in the microwave just for maybe like 20 seconds. You don't have to have it melted all the way, just enough though so that it kind of just mixes in just right. So I'm going to put that stick of butter right in. And then I'm going to go ahead and crack my eggs. I have a little dish here. I'm using farm fresh eggs. So whenever you're using farm fresh eggs, always crack them into a separate little bowl, never straight into whatever you are making, because you never know with a farm fresh egg. We're going to go ahead and pour those in. I need a 1/4 cup of milk and a 1/2 cup of sugar. Let's do the sugar first. And it doesn't have to be precise. It's just about a 1/2 cup there. Do a 1/4 cup of milk. I'm going to use my 1/2 cupper here. Fill that halfway. Perfect. All right. And you need a teaspoon of vanilla. If you've been sticking around a while, you know I like my vanilla. Whenever it calls for a teaspoon, I almost always add a tablespoon, so. Okay, we're gonna mix this nicely. Butter, the sugar, the eggs, and the vanilla all mixed in. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my baking dish. And we're gonna spray it. I'm gonna bake this in the oven at like 350 degrees, so you can get your oven warming up. Just gonna pour this in. So again, this was 2 medium and 1 large sized sweet potato. And it definitely makes quite a bit, plenty enough for your crowd, for your guests. This is going to be for Thanksgiving, one of our side dishes along with green bean casserole. We also are doing blue cheese, walnut, honey bread. Oh my gosh, that recipe is so good. So if you're looking for some side dishes to take to your get-together, you gotta check out what we have. Okay, and I'm actually going to just use the same bowl that I was using to make the first part of our sweet potato casserole. And I need half a stick of melted butter. It's gonna go for the topping. All right, we are ready to put together the topping for this praline sweet potato casserole. I am just gonna go ahead and use the same bowl I was mixing the first part in. I have 5 tablespoons of butter melted, and we also need 3/4 cup of chopped pecans, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and half a cup of flour. Okay, we're gonna pour that in. And then we need half a cup of flour. And then our pecans. We're putting the dry ingredients together first. I'm gonna kind of mix this together. This is basically like candying your pecans here. Okay, and then we're gonna add our butter. Almost looks like we're making cookie dough. Okay, we're gonna grab our baking dish with the potatoes in it, and then you're gonna just go ahead and gently pour your topping onto your potatoes. And then I use a finger and my spoon here and kind of spread it around. And this will continue to melt because it's brown sugar and butter in there. And this will make a really nice, sweet, but crunchy caramelized top to your sweet potato casserole. There we go. We are going to go put that in the oven